I never thought a folded napkin could change my life, but that night it did, and it started because everyone in that room thought I didn't matter. I was 39, dressed in an old jacket that smelled faintly of dust and engine oil, sitting alone at a tiny table shoved next to a restaurant kitchen where the door kept swinging open and slamming shut. Every clang of metal, every burst of heat from the grill reminded me exactly where I'd been placed. Not by accident, on purpose. You know the kind of table I mean. The one they give you when they don't expect you to stay long or spend much or be worth remembering. The funny thing is that restaurant belonged to me. Not officially, not on paper in that moment. Officially, I was just some guy in worn boots and cheap glasses. But I was also the founder of a hospitality group worth hundreds of millions, a company praised in magazines for premium experience and elite standards. Sitting there listening to laughter float from the center tables where the real money sat, I felt something colder than anger. I felt exposed. Because for the first time in years I wasn't being treated like a name or a balance sheet. I was being treated like a nuisance. I went undercover like that every few months. No security, no assistants, no black cars. Just me, a burner phone and clothes that told the world I had nothing. Not because I enjoyed it, but because I needed to know the truth. Power lies to you. Money filters reality. And if you want to know what kind of world you've built, you have to walk through it unnoticed. That night the truth hit fast. The hostess barely hid her irritation when I asked for a table. "We're very busy," she said, tapping her tablet like it might rescue her. Then she led me past polished wood soft lighting and smiling servers straight to the worst seat in the house. A table that wobbled when I leaned on it. A chair that creaked like it wanted to warn me to leave. Perfect. From there, I watched everything. Waiters bending their backs at certain tables laughing too hard at jokes that weren't funny. A manager in a sharp suit clapping shoulders promising the best cuts, the best wine, the best service. And then snapping at staff the moment he turned away from the wealthy guests. His name was Marcus Hale. On paper, he was one of our top performers. In reality, he moved like a man who enjoyed fear. I ordered the cheapest drink and waited. And waited. No one checked on me. No one asked if I was ready. I became invisible. That's when she came out of the kitchen. Her name tag said Lena. Her shoes were worn thin, the kind where the heel starts to collapse inward. Her uniform was clean, but faded, washed too many times. When she greeted me, her smile wasn't bright, but it was real. She looked me in the eye, not above me, not through me, just at me. "Evening, sir. I'll be taking care of you." That alone told me something. I watched her work while I pretended to read the menu. She moved quickly, efficiently, but every time Marcus passed by, her shoulders tightened just a little. Not enough for customers to notice. Enough for someone paying attention. When I ordered the most expensive steak on the menu, I saw the flicker cross her face. Not judgment. Fear. But she didn't question me. Didn't laugh. Didn't call the manager over. She just asked how I wanted it cooked, wrote it down, and walked away with her spine straight. Marcus noticed immediately. I saw it in the way his head snapped toward the terminal, the way his jaw clenched. He cornered her near the wine station, speaking low too close. I couldn't hear the words, but I saw the result. Her hands trembled. Her face went pale. When she came back with the wine, I asked quietly, "You okay?" She smiled, the kind of smile people use when the truth would get them fired. "Everything's fine." But her eyes said something else. That's when it hit me. This wasn't just bad management. This was control. The kind that feeds on silence. I went home that night angry at myself, because I'd built a company that looked perfect from the outside while rot grew inside. I slept badly, replaying the way Marcus leaned in, the way Lena froze. By morning, I knew I couldn't walk away. I went back the next night. Same clothes, same table, same invisibility. Lena looked shocked when she saw me again. Shocked and something else. Hope, maybe. Or maybe just surprised that someone like me would come back. Marcus didn't like it. I could feel his eyes tracking my table, measuring, calculating. Near the end of the night, Lena brought the check. As she cleared the table, her hand moved fast, precise, practiced. A folded napkin appeared beneath the bill tray, covered almost instantly. She didn't look at me. Didn't hesitate. Just did it, and walked away like her life depended on it. because it did. Outside under a streetlight, I unfolded the napkin. It wasn't a plea. It wasn't emotional. It was a warning. Short, specific. Names, a storage room, a locked office safe, fake suppliers, and one line that made my stomach turn cold. He's using my family to keep me quiet. That was the moment it stopped being an experiment. By dawn, I'd activated people who don't ask questions. Quiet auditors, digital forensics, security professionals who know how to move without making noise. We didn't announce inspections. We didn't warn anyone. We watched. We copied. We recorded. Everything Lena hinted at was real. Shell vendors, inflated invoices, cheap product relabeled as premium, and worse recorded threats. Marcus bragging. Marcus pressuring staff. Marcus mentioning hospital records insurance leverage. I didn't sleep. I didn't need to. Rage does that to you. At noon, I walked into the restaurant again, this time as myself. Clean suit, no disguise, no pretending. Marcus recognized me instantly. His confidence collapsed in real time. I didn't yell. I didn't insult him. I didn't need to. I laid the evidence out like a weather report. Calm. Unavoidable. When he tried to shift blame to point at Lena, I stopped him with one question. Did she do this willingly? She stood there shaking, then straightened. No, she said. Clear. Strong. He threatened my brother. He said if I talked, my family would suffer. Silence fell like a dropped glass. Marcus was escorted out in cuffs. The restaurant closed for investigation. Staff stared at the floor, then slowly at Lena like they were seeing her for the first time. I didn't make a speech. I didn't need applause. I turned to her and said what mattered. Your debt is gone. Your record is clean. Your family's medical care is covered. And if you want it, there's a place for you in this company where integrity actually means something. She cried, not loudly, just enough to let years of pressure drain out. That wobbly table stayed. I ordered it left exactly where it was. Not as punishment, but as a reminder. Because the truth didn't sit at the center of the room. It sat near the kitchen next to heat and noise where people thought no one important was watching. If you've ever been underestimated, dismissed, or treated like you didn't belong because of how you looked or what you wore, you already know how this feels. So here's my question to you. Would you have spoken up if you were her? Would you have listened if you were me? Or would you have walked past that table and never looked back? Tell me what you think, because stories like this happen every day, and silence is how they survive.